become a must-watch state as the US moves towards the election. While it's long been considered a Republican stronghold, like many other parts of the country, it has become a shifting battleground. Well, joining me live from Atlanta is our own Katty K. Katty, a lot of people are wondering, and, you know, feel free to toss a coin, will Georgia turn blue?
I guess the question might be, when will Georgia turn blue, and will it be this time around? We've been talking about whether the polls are wrong over the last few weeks and whether Trump can still win this election. But there is, of course, another scenario, and that's a massive repudiation of Donald Trump's presidency that sweeps Democrats into offices across the country. We're not saying it's going to happen, but with the polls as tight as they are, it's a possibility that strategists from both sides are talking about. If Biden wins Georgia, state Democrats will embrace the hard-fought victory.
I think Georgia's going to go blue.
It's got to happen. If not now, then when? We have to change this country. People are tired.
The historic nature of this ticket is bringing out a lot of enthusiasm. And Georgia is no longer just a black-white state. This is an extraordinarily diverse state.
What we're seeing is the enthusiasm and momentum from Georgians across the state who really want to vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
I'm feeling really good. I mean, based on the early turnouts of early voting, I'm feeling really comfortable and confident.
So that are Georgia Democrats, and one woman who is trying to help that blue shift is Dana Barrett. She's a former radio host turned politician. She's now running for Congress in Georgia's 11th district, traditionally a Republican district, but it is getting more diverse, and Miss Barrett hopes that it could be indicative of a new Georgia. So Dana, we're 2 weeks out from Election Day. And is this what campaigning looks like in the time of COVID?
This is pretty much how I spend 2 to 4 hours at least every weekend, and now that we're getting closer, we're going to do it during the week too.
Because
so
you can't do the coffee shop events, you can't do the in-person stuff nearly as much, right?
No, we've actually got an in-person event tonight, but it's really the first one that we've had in months, and it's outside, socially distant, only a handful of people. It's further out in the district, a little bit to the northwest of here, but I'm excited for that. I started thinking people were all 2D, so I'm happy to find out they're 3D.
Okay, and yeah, that they're not all on Zoom.
Yeah.
But your Republican competitor, are they doing in-person events? I mean, are the Republicans being as strict about the social distancing?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of our, disadvantages is that, my opponent is walking around without a mask, not taking COVID seriously, and putting people at risk to knock doors and I think he's more doing events than knocking doors, to be fair. But yeah, he's at churches. He's definitely out meeting people, and we're not doing that because we don't want to put people's lives at risk.
I mean, COVID aside, the nature of the campaign aside, what you can do as a Democrat and he can do as a Republican, this is a tough district. The chances of a Democrat taking it are slim.
Well, the numbers that everybody is using to sort of judge this race don't actually tell the full story of this district.
It's changing?
The district's changing pretty dramatically. Cherokee County, which is a big portion of the district, is now the fastest growing county in metro Atlanta, meaning younger, more dense, more diverse, and so that's all good for Democrats.
I guess the big question is this the year, right? I mean, Democrats have long had the fantasy of Georgia becoming Democratic, the fantasy of Texas becoming Democratic.
Right.
Is 2020 the year that does it for Georgia?
I mean, this is the craziest year any of us can remember. So this is a huge opportunity for us. And I think we have the right people in place. In our district, there's not ever been a woman running. So I'm the first woman to run in many years.
You're the first woman to run in this district?
Yeah, it's been all men. And honestly, it's been a lot of just Democratic name on ballot. There haven't been people who've seriously campaigned and seriously raised money. And I mean, we're doing all of that.
Is the Democratic Party helping you out? Are they paying attention to your race and hoping to flip Georgia's 11th district?
They really aren't. There's a lot of, and I understand it at some level because there's a lot going on in our state right now with 2 Senate races and a couple of really contentious congressional races, and of course the presidential. But on the other hand, I think everybody's underestimating this district. Everything we're seeing is pointing to a much closer race in this district than anyone's predicting. So I'm hoping for a big night on election night, and I'm thinking that all of a sudden the national news and everybody's going to be like, where did this District 11 come from? Who is this Dana Barrett? What is going on there?
Good luck on election night.
Thank you.